My biggest concern is Aggie's offense. I think the Longhorns defense is nasty. I think it's one of the best defenses in the country, up there with Notre Dame. It's like number 3 in stop rate. It's I just don't see how the Aggies. So the Aggies, if we go look at some of the best offenses they've played, or not the best offenses, the best defenses they've played, Notre Dame, South Carolina. What happened in those two games?
Yeah,
They got beat,
they got
and
they got
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they got beat, and this will be their third legit defense they face, and I think the Longhorns are way better than better than the two defenses they've already faced. And so that's my biggest concern. The other on the Texas side of things, what I'm concerned about is obviously Quinn Ewers. I don't know if you've heard about the news with him. He had to go get an MRI done. And since it's Thanksgiving week, he hasn't been speaking to the media, so we kind of don't know his status for the game. I haven't read anything yet. There's a possibility I think from what I've read, he has a high ankle sprain. So there's a real possibility that could be a concern. Um,
Yeah. Um, can you hear me?
hold on, I lost sound, guys. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, we're back. Sorry, AirPods
All
went
right.
out, so that's
technical
great.
technical issues. Um, just kind of jump in here and piggyback off of that.
Anyway, yeah, yeah. Go
It's
ahead.
funny to hear. It's funny to hear you talk about this game a little bit because last week going into the Auburn game, you picked Auburn to beat A&M because you said A&M, as your exact words, A&M's been a pretender all year. But man, going into a rivalry game like this, at College Station, I'm with you. I mean, you can throw the stats out. I just verified it. You're right. Texas is still sitting at number 3 on stop rate. Um, the defense is gonna wreak havoc. But man, the 12th man is gonna be a huge player in this game, and I think in the end it's gonna be too much Texas. I don't. Are you calling A&M to take this game or?
No, I got Longhorns. I think the Longhorns
Yeah,
win. Actually, I'm gonna go bold. I think the Longhorns. I think the spread was what 7-7.
it's actually 5.5.
Oh, I'm taking the Longhorns to cover that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they win by 10.
That's I would pick the Longhorns to cover 10. Um,
Yeah, I don't
I
mean
I'm,
to
I'm
disrespect if we have any Aggie fans that watch, but I just I don't. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Aggies win because of where it's at. That place is going to be.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be
No,
nasty.
and I haven't said this today, but every week I feel like I talk about mindset. And this time of the year, you get into a rivalry game. You take a team like Texas, who has everything on the line. Take a team like Miami, who has everything on the line. You get into a rivalry game. You get punched in the mouth, and now all of a sudden you start thinking, and what could go wrong, and that changes your whole mindset, man. And that's how I think that's why we see so many upsets in rivalry week. Hey, that hatred is there, and you're getting the best out of the team you're playing, but at the same time, you're coming down to the end of the season. You've got everything on the line. It's right there in front of you. You know, take Tennessee. You're playing Vandy. If I win, I don't have to go to Atlanta. I'm automatically in the playoffs. Well, I don't think they do. Anyhow, I can't keep up with
Yeah.
all the tiebreakers, but it doesn't look like they would. You're automatically in the playoffs. All we have to do is beat Vanderbilt. Well, if Vandy comes out and punches you in the mouth and goes up 10-0, normally you brush that off and move on and end up winning the game, 40-10. But when you start thinking about, oh no, we're going to lose this, I think that's why you see so many upsets and so much chaos that can happen in rivalry week. I was sitting there looking. You take away South Carolina, Clemson. You've got 3 out of the 5 games that we covered this week have double-digit point spreads, and we're talking about they could be a good game. Why? Because it's rivalry week.
Yeah, and I think because also the chaos we've had the last couple of weeks, I think we've reached. Somebody said it's time. I think it's finally time to say this is 2007 2.0. Would you say so?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that somewhere. Somebody talking about that, and yeah, I mean, definitely has potential. I think depending on what happens this week, and I think it sets up beautifully for chaos to happen. Just looking at some of the matchups, like I don't even know if we're doing an upset pick this week, but there could be
I got it on the screen.
There could be hundreds, not hundreds. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I got it on the screen. I figured I literally just looked on ESPN to see who I wanted to pick as an upset pick.
Well, you
I'm
already got
actually gonna let you go first.
You got one in there with Vandy over Tennessee at 10.5.
Yeah, I think I was just gonna keep it that way because I already picked that one, and if I went with the other one, that may be still something you'd want. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with what I said earlier in the show. I'm gonna go Vandy over Tennessee to cause a little bit of college football playoff chaos.
Yeah,
let's end the season on the
man,
winless streak.
How about last week, man, with my pick at Penn State to go 3-0 in the upset picks, and they lose by or win by 1. Congratulations to them. Looks like he may finally. He's got to get by Maryland this week, but I wanted to pick him again, but 20-25 point spread. I'm not brave enough for that. But honestly, I think the best chance for an upset this week, and I don't fully understand why the spread's that much, is Miami going up to Syracuse. I don't think Miami's been they've been pulling away late, it feels like, but they've let games stay way too close. And I think, again, when it comes down to you getting that close game for what all Miami has on the line this week, give me the orange.
Yeah, I like it. That's one I wanted to pick. I actually been thinking about that earlier today. I think that one has potential because Miami's defense is really just hot garbage, and Syracuse has some offensive firepower. They have some dudes at wide receiver, 2 of them from UGA actually, and a quarterback that's kind of playing very well so far this year. Oh, we had some comments on here. Shoot, I'm sorry, Season. He's been watching. We've had some comments on here, and I've done a horrible job. Yeah, Season. Quinn is. I don't know if he's out, but he has. It's been reported he has a high ankle sprain, so that's a possibility. He also asked our thoughts on Quinn versus A&M's D. Sark will out scheme them, or the containment will be too much. Yeah, I think that's my thing. Quinn, to me, he has not. I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now, and this is gonna be a hot take probably. I think in order for Texas to, if they want any chance in the playoffs, I think at some point he will bench Quinn and go with Arch to give them a vertical threat, because Quinn is not giving them that vertical threat right now. All his passes are those quick screens. And I know Sark's offense is that, but Sark does dial up. He wants explosive plays. He did it out of Alabama.
He dials that up to open the
exactly.
The
he can't open it up because he has a quarterback right now that can't hit the deep ball. So I think, and it could be this game, if I'm telling you right now, I really believe this. If the Aggies are able to get Quinn off his game, if he plays, and get him rattled, I could see Sark pulling him and putting Arch in. He's already done it once. He did it in the Georgia game. And I think he could just go ahead and stick with him. I really do. And if it ain't then, I could see him do it in the playoffs. I think between now and the playoff, or if they get into the playoffs, he'll end up benching Quinn. I really believe that.
That's a big call to do it that late in the year. But like you said, he's done it before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and granted, it was earlier in the year, but I just think Texas is not – he knows Texas is not going to win unless they have a vertical threat. There's too many – there's Oregon, there's Ohio State. Hell, look at what Georgia did to you. There's Georgia. There's Tennessee out there. I know their defense kind of didn't look great against Georgia, but he's got to have a vertical threat at quarterback, and I think Sark knows that. And I really believe at some point he's gonna have Arch as his quarterback when it becomes clear that he has no other choice. I just don't know when that's going to be, and I think this week is a possibility.
Yeah.
So
I would be curious to see if that prediction comes true.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think for Sark to get to that next level, he's got to make those types of decisions. Not saying benching him is that decision, but think about some of the big decisions that Saban made over the times. Has he ever put in a backup quarterback to win a game before? Do you remember, Chris? I feel like he did once or something. I can't remember.
I'm gonna do this right here. I can't do the middle one, but you know what I mean on that one.
I thought you were trying to do like a hook 'em there for a minute.
Yeah. Only a hook 'em you see me doing is this.
Yeah. I bet you won't do that if your daughter walks in the room.
Hey, actually, I got some great news.
What's that?
And also know what I'm talking about. My daughter decided to be a Longhorn fan because her grandpa rotted her brain while we was on a trip to Texas one year. And she has decided, she come up to me and said, "Daddy," I said, "Yeah, baby." She said, I want you to get me a Georgia shirt." I said, "You do?" I said, "You a Texas fan?" She said, "Not no more, Daddy." I said, "Do what?" She goes, "I am a Georgia Bulldog." I said, "Hallelujah, you have made the right choice. Welcome back to the family. You can now stop living outside." No, I'm just kidding.
All right,
so if you're watching this.
Yeah, right. You're gonna let her start eating at the dinner table with
Yeah,
everybody
she can
else
eat at the
again?
dinner table now, not at the little kids table.
Yeah.
No, so she's decided she's back on the winning team.
That's awesome, man. I don't know. There's nothing like your kids, even though they don't know what the heck's going on, but nothing like hearing them pull for your team just because they know it makes Dad happy,
Yeah, I love it. It's
But
good. But all right, well, we hit 45 minutes. We usually sometimes go 55, but I think it's a good stopping point. We got a
I think
big
so,
week
man.
ahead.
Holiday week, and by holiday, rivalry week.
Yeah, I've been having trouble saying it.
I said it fine the whole show to the last time. I knew that was going to happen, but
I've been trying to avoid saying it.
Yeah.
But we thank everybody for watching. Like I said, short week, so won't be no show Thursday, obviously. Season, I think if I read his messages right, he may be doing his betting show tomorrow. But he'll post it on Twitter and all that if anybody wants to get on there and see it. We'll be back Sunday. Me and Season will be here Sunday to do the recap show. And then we have some big plans for the conference championship. Also going to have some stuff for the playoffs when the bracket gets announced. And we'll holler at y'all next Thursday. I guess next Thursday. We'll go ahead and determine it now. Next Thursday, you want to do a conference championship preview?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. We'll see y'all Sunday, me and Season, and then me and Austin will be back next Thursday.
All right, man. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.